Something spicy went into my throat.
Recently I've discovered this new cut of beef. It's called bife de tira. And today I want to have a first go at it together with you guys to find out if this cut of steak is really fantastic or we should just leave it be. Amazingly, I discovered this new cut of steak at my local wholesaler. He had bife de tira and I looked at it and I was like, what? What is that? I need to find out what it is. In the store, my phone wasn't working. I had no reception, so I bought the cut. I tested it and let me tell you, it tasted good. This was the point where I started doing more research and apparently it was a Brazilian type of cut. Never heard of it. We need to try, but of course I want to try it together with you guys. I want to cut it out myself and I want to figure out if it makes sense or not. So this is the strip loin that the beef. So I'm going to put this on my cutting board, get out my sharpest knife and go to work. First of all, we got to look for that hard connective tissue. Most butchers in Europe, when they prepare an entrecôte, they already take this part off. So it's basically the same technique. We're going to cut the whole piece in half because we only need the flatter part of the strip loin. Then I'm making an incision on the part where the hard silver skin is. This is also the guideline for where we need to stop cutting. So we're going to take that hard connective tissue and that fat cap off. You can still use this for greasing up a pan or greasing up a grill grate. Be sure to not throw it away. Now we'll take off the part that's on the side. This is a beautiful cut of beef, look at it. But it's not the bife de tira because the cut that we're going to make right now, that is the bife de tira. And we are able to get 2 of these cuts out of this whole chunk. They look absolutely amazing and they deserve a premium spot on the grill. I understand at this point you're thinking, whoa, this whole cut just to make bife de tira? But you can portion this up, put it in the freezer. Of course, we're going to put it in vacuum bags to prevent the frostbite. But these are beautiful steaks that are going to provide my family with steak eating for a long time. Now that we've created these beautiful cuts, we need something to go with it. We can't just throw them on the grill and eat them like they are. We need something to brighten up the day, to taste the sunshine. And what better than to use a chimichurri sauce. I'm going to make 3 chimichurri sauces for you guys. And we're going to start with a classic version, from which the recipe dates back to 1935. This recipe starts by chopping fine parsley until you end up with half a cup. Then you chop fine 3 cloves of garlic. And when that's done, you're going to add a little bit of salt and use the top of your knife to let all of the oils inside of that garlic being released. This is going to make the flavor of your chimichurri explode even more. Now we add half a cup of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 3 teaspoons of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon salt or a little bit more depending on how much you like, and of course a little bit of ground black pepper. Mix that all up and it's done. The next chimichurri recipe is gonna be spicy. It starts out exactly the same way as the previous one did. All of the ingredients, all of the techniques, all the same. And then we're going to add 6 sun-dried and marinated tomatoes. And we're going to chop them fine. Next we'll take 1 chipotle pepper in adobo sauce, cut it fine as well, half a red hot chili pepper, and finally the juice of half a lime to brighten it up. Now mix that all together and it's done. Our last chimichurri recipe might just be the freakiest one. It starts exactly the same with the classic chimichurri recipe. But then we're going to take a tablespoon of pickled jalapenos and chop them fine. Add them to the jar and here it comes. This is the real cheddar. We're going to grate that really fine with a zest grater. And you might want to check the consistency. At first I added 50 grams, but I wanted to add more. So we totally added 75 grams of the real cheddar. Mix that all up and we got a beautiful looking chimichurri. Sauces are done, time to fire up the Big Joe. Put in a small layer of charcoal in the base of a Kamado Joe. Put in a couple of fire starters, lit them up and waited until the embers were nice and glowing hot. I put in the grill grates on 2 different levels, which will give me 2 different grilling temperatures. Our Big Joe is ready, let's pull out the tira. But of course, we need to put a little bit of salt on that fat cap. The Brazilian pitmasters, they like their fat nice and crispy and salty. I'm gonna sprinkle on a little bit of fleur de sel on that fat cap. Most of it is gonna drop off while cooking, so don't worry about putting too much of it on there. The Brazilian pitmasters, they cook their bife de tira over a parrilla, which basically is a wood-fired grill. And the wood-fired grill, it only has charcoal. It has no direct or indirect side. You can move the charcoal away and create an indirect side, like we are creating today with 2 levels of height of our grill grate. It's playing around with different temperatures in different zones. So it's kind of cool that we can create a parrilla in our Kamado Joe Big Joe. Bife de tira looks ready. Let's put it on the grill. Let's see if we can get some grill marks on this beautiful bife de tira. I'm gonna grill them for around 1.5 minutes and then change the direction of the grill mark to get a nice diamond shape. You can see that the fat is rendering down, the flames are popping up, and there's a distinct knisper of salt dropping into the fire. When we get a beautiful crust on the outside, I'm moving the steaks to a higher position where they can slowly get up to temperature. With my probe thermometer, I'm measuring the core temperature, and once it reaches a temperature of around 50 degrees Celsius, I'm pulling them off the grill and let them rest on my cutting board. I'm giving it around 10 minutes and they should be done. Let's slice into it. Drizzle on 3 of our beautiful chimichurri sauces. And now it's time to eat.
Testing time.
First I'm going to try our steak in itself. Definitely looks good and tasty. Ooh, look at that, nice and tender, easy to pull.
It's quite nice. I love the fat. The texture is the same as a skirt steak or a hanger steak.
Beautiful steak.
It has the fat of a picanha. I love that.
Nice crust on the outside.
And a skirt steak and a hanger steak just doesn't have that.
The fat cap is nice and salty and at the same time nice and soft, but it provides the steak with a lot of flavor. Great steak, fantastic. I'm super excited about this cut, but there's still a little bit of research to do, I think.
I think it's a really good steak, but I do agree with Roel.
Basically, I cut it a really long size, really big chunks, but I believe there are some parts that are better than others, that have less elastin in it, less silver skin running around through the grains. So I'm definitely gonna look into this further.
You need more exploring. I like this better than picanha, to be honest, because I don't like the texture of picanha. I like this. This is more beefy. So that's 1 stripe. It earned 1 stripe. Let's go for the 2nd stripe.
For the conspiracy thinkers, you might think he made 3 sauces so he can keep on tasting. You're right. Let's start with the original version of the chimichurri. Absolutely perfect.
I love chimichurri.
Beautiful, classic chimichurri flavors.
Parsley is one of my favorite ingredients, next to garlic.
The flavors really pop.
Chimichurri is perfect for me.
It's really strong, a lot of garlic flavor, nice.
But yeah, it's regular chimichurri. I know how it tastes.
Now let's try our spicy chimichurri.
Should I put on a lot?
Of course.
Is it safe?
Yes. I'm a bit scared of this one.
Oh, this is a whole new level. The first thing you taste is the dried cherry tomatoes.
Oh.
Completely changed the steak.
It's spicy.
Is it spicy enough for me?
But it's not overwhelming.
It's starting to come.
It's nice and spicy. It's like the beginning days of the Spice Girl. It's nice.
How did you came up with
I don't know. It just popped in my mind. Just cut it out, leave it out.
Can everybody eat that?
I believe so. I don't know. There are all these people there. You know who they are. They can't eat spicy food. There are people that just can't handle the spices.
It's a bit spicy. It's not a... I'm still getting it. It's still burning after in my mouth. Let's see how the jalapeno and cheese did.
So now, probably my favorite,
Why?
because
Why?
there's cheese in it.
Classic combination, jalapeno and cheddar cheese.
No, but I just have a gut feeling that this is going to be my favorite. This is it. This is so perfect.
Oh, this is so hard.
This is so good.
This is so good.
You alright?
Something spicy went into my throat.
Into your what?
Into my throat. I was really into it. I was just enthusiastic. But yeah, definitely, I'll go for the cheese one.
I love the creaminess of the cheddar. The jalapenos give it a little boost. This is so tough. This is so freaking hard to decide which sauce is best. I'm gonna have to try some more, Morrison. I'm just gonna do it without the steaks now, just to make sure I get it right. Totally not the same without the steaks. Soldier on.
Woo! Still the same as with the steak. Spicy one. The tomatoes now taste like paprika. That's weird. I don't like it without the steak.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's still good sauce though. This isn't as intense as with the steak. It almost tastes like the standard chimichurri. There's something odd about it. The flavor of the cheese is completely gone.
All right, I decided. I like the second one best. I like the spicy one best. With the beef, it's completely a different version. With the beef, I would say I like the jalapeno and cheddar best, but without, I really like the spicy version better. It's kind of weird, right? Why would that be different? The original one is fantastic. Let's put it that way. Adding a little bit to boost the flavors, it's like an extra bonus version of the chimichurri sauce. Who wouldn't like that?
I'm gonna give a boring answer. I'll just go for the standard chimichurri without the steak. With the steak, I'm going for the cheese.
Morrison and I are going to be finishing this plate. I really love it. I love my job. So much fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, then let us know. Give us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. And a special thank you to our patrons and our YouTube members. You guys freaking rock. Hey, and if you want to find out more about cheddar and the American cheddar and what's the difference between the English and the American cheddar, the horrible stuff, the orange stuff, we got a podcast going on. Look it up, Fired Up BBQ Podcast. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on iTunes, on YouTube. It's everywhere. And just look it up. There's a big story that we put out in episode 8 about the cheddar. So go check it out. Hope to see you guys next time. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members. And in the meantime, eet smakelijk and
Eat chimichurri.
eat chimichurri or keep on grilling. Whatever. Do your thing. Ain't nothing but a chicken. But if we had some bread, Morrison. No, we didn't. We don't have bread. How is it possible that we're Dutch
We don't have bread.
and we don't have bread?
And we do have the real cheddar.
No,
This is so much better than normal cheddar.
it really is.
How can they even bring the cheddar?
It should be illegal.
Yeah, it should be.
They should call it yellow cheese or something.
Yellow cheese or just like fake cheddar.
Yeah, but that's not. If they call it yellow cheese, everybody would understand. It's like, oh, it's okay. It's yellow cheese.
Sticky plastic yellow cheese.
No, you don't have to horrify it. You can just say it's yellow cheese, and everybody understands it's okay.
It
It's cheese.
still works on a burger. Would this taste good on a
But
burger?
it doesn't. This tastes better.
Yeah? Or would it be too much? Maybe we have to try it.
If you put it in a burger,